dust on the lens. Hello, Low Gang. That was stupid. Welcome back to the second channel. We're doing another director's commentary breakdown sort of thing. I don't know. Yeah, I've really enjoyed doing these for the past few videos, just to give a closer look about my thought process, what I'm thinking, and how these videos are made in the first place. I say it in the video, but the reason this video came into existence is because when I was home for the summer, I didn't have any of my film gear with me, and I kind of felt stuck. I was like, I can't make any videos. I don't have my extra lenses, I don't have my lights, I don't have this, I don't have that, and it just became a very spirally sort of moment, and that's kind of where the idea for this came from. I had the idea to do the Inside Out people, because I thought it was funny. They're all isolated here. We can figure out what they all say. I don't really remember what I said in these. Let's see. They're squirmy and crawl all over me, and the thought of tarantulas, I won't be a good cinematographer until I own a G Master 16 to 35 f2.8 lens. So that was fear, obviously. I was talking about my biggest fear being tarantulas. And I lost like 8 hours worth of work, and I don't know what to do. That one was about my computer crashing and me losing all of my footage. I lost like 8 hours of... I was really upset, so that's what anger is talking about. Great. Talk about stingrays, pyrotechnics, fireworks shows. Those are just 3 of my favorite things. Stingrays, pyrotechnics, fireworks shows. Yeah, those are my favorite things, I guess. Raindrops on roses. What am I disgusted at? I don't know the rest of the words. I like that song, though. Oh, what did I say way before this? Beans, greens, tomatoes, potatoes. I don't know the rest of the words. Okay, yeah, I guess I was rapping. Yeah, so that's what I was saying for all of that. This intro bit kind of all came to me at once, a while ago, too. Does it say... It was one of the first things that I filmed, and it was on July 29th is when I started filming this video. It's currently September 13th, so it took me a fair bit to get through it, but that's okay. Yeah, all of this sort of just came to me at once, this intro bit. The whole Tiny Andy thing is, I was watching an Eddie Burback video, and for his sponsor segment, he was like, "Hey, it's me, Tiny Eddie," and he, I thought it was super funny, so I just completely yoinked it, and that's kind of where this spun from. It's like, hey, it's me, Tiny Eddie, and I think it's super funny. Something that I try to do for every video is to have something that I hyper-focus on outside of the concept of the video. For this one specifically, it was comedy. I kind of had a realization when looking back at my older videos is they were not like sad, they weren't sad by any means, but they were very serious topics. They were me talking about serious things, and I like that I have that level of vulnerability. I keep realizing that I'm looking at the monitor, but the lens is right here. Yeah, I like that I'm able to have that vulnerability with the camera and sort of say what I'm thinking and feeling, but also anyone who knows me in real life knows that I have a very jokey, lighthearted persona, and I want to bring that side of me more into the videos. I feel like I overcorrected when trying to become more personal, and I want to find a better mix of my kind of jokey personality and saying things that are real. You know what I mean? So that was the focus of this video. That's where you get things like Tiny Andy, Supersonic Racing, all the jokes that kind of come into it are from that. Fun fact about this, I hate this shot. I hate this shot. Basically, I don't remember why, but I think I was doing something with my girlfriend later in that night, and I had literally 20 minutes to film this whole monologue right here. And I was in such a rush that I didn't look at the footage after I shot it. I shot it and I'm like, it's fine, it's good, and my head is completely cut off at the top. And the very next day that I go to refilm it, my mom sold this desk behind me. So the desk is completely gone, and I'm like, I can't refilm it without the desk. It just didn't work. So I used this footage. Yeah, I think it's fine. I was like, I cut down the monologue a lot, to the point of it only being, what, 13 seconds? So I think it's fine. but don't make any comments about it. I don't want to see any comments about it. I'll freak out. Next is actually a buddy of mine from Creator Camp, shout out Thomas, told me to add these sort of like anime lines to sort of make it funny. And he talked about how I talk about doing like these weird shots, but I don't like start it with a weird shot. It was all that. So thank you, Thomas, for doing that. And then I sat in a coffee shop actually this afternoon, and I added these GIFs. Just oh my god, that was so loud. And I added these GIFs just because I thought it was funny. This is another sort of like trying to add a little bit of my personality to it, because I'm really, I don't know, I think it's funny. It could totally destroy the pacing, or not pacing, the like feeling or the emotion or the what am I trying to say? They absolutely do feel out of place in terms of like they're the only sort of like, not non-diegetic, that's not the right word, but it's the only stuff from the internet that's like not based in the world. Because typically for every video I try to transport people into Andy's world, what it looks like through my eyes, through the camera, with these shots and effects and that sort of stuff, and these completely don't do that at all. And that was kind of, it's a gamble. It is a gamble. I think it's funny. Some people might not. I'm going to kind of judge the reaction to stuff like this a bit more, because this makes it feel more like a YouTube video as opposed to a short film or a cinematic sort of thing. We'll see. And kind of the same thing when it comes to this. I love these weird, out-of-pocket, effect-heavy shots, i.e. This was specifically because I'm trying to get better at sound effects, especially the concept of Mickey Mousing, having like that basically means having, my brain feels like mashed potatoes right now. It's also 1 in the morning, so Mickey Mousing means having like sound effects go towards what movements are on the screen. You see a ton in the older Mickey Mouse cartoons, and I did it with all these. Shout out Academic Sound, and then I had this Spider-Man shot. I'm really happy with how this turned out. You can totally see the mask if you go frame by frame, but I think if you don't go frame by frame, I think it looks really good. And I used the sound effect from The Amazing Spider-Man because I like that one. Yeah, I'm also trying stuff out with captions. Trying to have captions over really impactful sort of scenes. Those kind of differ because I needed to have at least 3. Because I'm like, if I'm going to do something that repeats, I need to do it at least 3 times, because if I have it once, it might look a bit weird if captions just show up out of nowhere. If I have it twice, it's like, okay, that's a coincidence, whereas 3 times is like a trend. I try to do that anytime I do something in a video, and what I'm about to say next is going to completely contradict that. So this scene right here was originally, I say, how do I get shots like this without my drone? But it originally was, how do I get shots like this without my lights, or this without my stands, or this without my drones? It was like a ba-da-da, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, like a rhythm. But I had to cut 2 of them, mainly for time and just out of confusion. I couldn't think of how to show like stands, for example. Like, how do I question that? How do I get this without my stands? Without like any shot that's like up has light stands. And also I would use light stands. I had a light stand lying around my house, and I was like, okay, I'll use this light stand. Yes, it's technically gear, but it's gear that I had. You know, it was mainly like use what you have sort of thing. The rules of like this challenge are kind of very flimsy. But yeah, so I deleted that one, and then with lights, I just couldn't, I shot like 4 or 5 different like lighting setups and like lighting effects, but I just wasn't happy with how any of them looked, and I kind of got fed up, and I was just like, you know what, delete it, delete the audio clip, it's gone. Yeah, do I like it better with the rhythm? I think a little bit, but you know, there comes a certain point where I've been editing this since July. I need to be like hands off. I think I need to like be done with it, and I'm okay with that, you know. This one was a bit difficult, trying to get that like this was all very based off of the Miles Morales sort of scene in Spider-Verse, when all the voices in his head are like so loud and it's building up and building up and building up, and then we come to this scene right here. I'm really happy with how the "You Are Nothing" text is through the screen, and I can show you how to do that right now. Let's do it over this eye. If I just go like this, it's way simpler than you probably think it is. Okay, so this is our text. And basically, all I did is I went through the font, and I went to the top, and I screen recorded my screen, and I just went like this across every single font, and that's how I got it. I feel like if you're a real editor, pretend you're not listening to this. Basically, a real editor would totally like key every single font and like make it last the same amount of frames, but that way seemed way easier, so I did that. And then I just printed it out, and wow, I really didn't line this up great. It looks fine when it's here, but wow, that first frame I didn't line up nearly as good as I thought I did. That's super funny. But yeah, I just sort of lined it up here. And then for the table scene, I have this adjustment layer right here that's making it darker because this is digital, whereas this is physical. The blacks are going to be black, whereas like black pixels on paper aren't. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. This gear acquisition syndrome bit. I want to get more into like mixed media and like trying to get with paper animations and stop motion and all of these things, because I think it's super interesting. I'm not very good at it, so I'm just gonna like keep trying until I am, I think. Yeah, funny thing about these, all the tiny Andes on the paper, those are all digital. Those aren't in them at all. Originally they looked like this. This is it in the context of where it was placed, and then I was like, that's way too small for one. Two, I can't seem to get the like coloring right because there was a window right next to where I filmed, and enough time had passed that the sun changed positions, so it had this kind of like halo outline. So what I did is I masked them out, took them into Photoshop, I screenshotted it, took them into Photoshop, masked it out, and then just made them bigger. So these are actually PNGs. Those aren't on the table, and everything on this table is a mask. There's nothing on this table that is real whatsoever. None of these assets were on the table at the same time, if that makes sense. It all started with a blank slate. And if I go here, this is the original video that is playing on the iPad. I wish it was bigger and a little bit more clear, because I am really happy with how it turned out, but it's okay. It's kind of for me, you know, and I think it adds to the greater story of like what's happening and what I'm talking about. So I'm not upset by it. Whoa, Tiny Andes, why are you here? Get out of here. Yeah, gear doesn't make you a good filmmaker. I'm really happy with how this turned out. All of this was color graded with Dehancer. I'm not experienced in color grading or anything like that, so Dehancer has been really, really helpful for me. They did give me free product, so I am gonna like say this is an incredibly biased review, but for someone who has no idea what he's doing, it is amazing. It's perfect. So yeah, if you'll see here, I have a little bit of halation just to try to make it a little bit more fun. And then this is if you'll notice in every video I love having a title sequence. I don't know why, I just do. So I'm really happy with this frame. In fact, I'm A/B thumbnail testing. This is one of them. If you got it, let me know. Yeah, and then by me. This mask was pretty hard to do because I had to track it. Yeah, and then all this archival footage. You can tell from all of the like memes and jokes on how much Twitch I watch and how specifically Doug I watch, because there's a lot of like Supersonic Racing and the Absolute Cinema. Those are jokes in the context of his Twitch channel, so I think they're funny. Yeah, shout out all the Creator Camp people. I miss you all. Yeah, this one was fun. Okay, so this effect is very subtle, but the background is 644% faster than the foreground, so I get the cars going really fast. I did this actually in this guy right here. His name's JB. We did a film challenge at Creator Camp Film Festival, and I used the same exact effect in our project. So it wasn't on purpose that I did it again, just sort of is one that I did, yeah. These were a lot of fun, getting to find the like Millennials magic tricks that I got to do. They were all done in the course of like 2 hours on a Wednesday after school, but I'm really happy with how they turned out. Oh my gosh, filming this section was a nightmare. Right up here is a practice football field for my university, and the marching band was practicing, so every single cut here is when the marching band is on breaks. So this took probably 2 hours to film this whole segment up here. Yeah, because it took a very long time. The marching band eventually left around here, I think, yeah, someone in the background. This person in orange was walking from marching band practice. So yeah. Oh, and that does bring me to, I did go back to my university for this. I tried to get the video done before I left my home and came back to university, but it just wasn't at a place that I was happy with the script specifically. I thought the script was very weak. So I kind of scrapped a lot of the older content that was going to come out, and filmed this pickup and this pickup and where's it? This pickup all at here, my apartment, not my home back with my parents. So yeah. Sky, Ben, Julian, they're lovely. Check them out. I don't know if they're gonna make videos about this, but I thought it would be fun to sort of like challenge people to try it, because it was hard. It was not super easy. I love my gear, I love my camera, I love getting to set my white balance and my ISO and shooting in log and changing lenses and all that, and I just couldn't do that on my phone, you know? So yeah, I've spent a lot of time being like, I can't be a YouTuber unless I have a drawing tablet, because I used to be an animation channel. I need a drawing tablet. And then I was like, oh, I need a display tablet. I can't take YouTube seriously until I have a new camera, a new microphone, a new lens, a new whatever. It goes on forever. And these are all excuses that I personally have been using for my entire life. And we're done with that, you know? There's nothing wrong with gear, but there is something wrong with using it as an excuse to getting things done, you know? So yeah. And this is just starting at how it ended off. You'll notice very specific scenes are shot in 4:3 and very specific ones are shot in 16:9. It's on purpose. It's based on what I'm saying. Yeah. Shout out to Evan Monsma. His Patreon allows us to use the music that he makes, and I do that all the time because I love his music. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all I got for this video. Yeah, it's September right now, September 13th. So, big things are going to be happening next month. Little sneak peek. If you've been here for over a year, you might be able to figure out what we're doing. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the second channel while you're here. I do stuff like this for every video I do. I might do live streams soon. I've been saying that forever, but I think that would be a lot of fun. Watch the main channel video if you haven't subscribed to the main channel. We're almost at 1,000 subs, which is absolutely crazy. And yeah, thank you for your time.